Hello, my friends. It is DTO in the flow. Wishing you a happy May. And today I am so stoked and excited to bring on Sucha, who is the extraordinary visionary for Live Blissed. And we are going to be doing an event which is happening May 19th, rooftop in La Jolla. And I'm going to be interviewing her about these amazing events that she's been putting on in San Diego County and Southern California in general. Like, she's rocking it. There's no limitations to what she's up to. And it has been such a beautiful experience providing the live yoga music, the bumping beat and the bass for the fitness classes, and then bringing the angelic vibes for the meditation that is also part of it. And then many of you know that I'm the visionary of plant-powered living, and one of the alignments that Sucha and I have is that we are both plant-powered. We've been vegan, and we're shining that light in the world, not only through my music, but with her motivation of sharing events like this. So Sucha's about to jump on, and I'm gonna ask her 5 questions. All right, get ready for the interview. Drum roll.
Oh, this is awesome. Hey.
Hey, Sucha, how are you?
Good. How are you?
So good. I just introduced you and let people know what you're up to in the world with
Cool.
Live Blissed and all these events that you're putting on, how it puts in, this experience to our souls. Truly, it digs deep inside us all, and not only internally, but externally when all of us come together as a community. So I'm going to ask you 5 questions for this interview.
Okay. Cool.
So everyone that's watching can learn more about the May 19th event, as well as all the events that you've been putting on and will be putting on in the future. So my question number 1 is, how did you get into your own personal yoga and fitness practices?
Okay, cool. So this one's could be long. I'll shorten it up. So when I would say 5 years old is the first time I remember taking my first yoga class. And my mom, I'm so grateful for her. She put me in some kids yoga. She also taught yoga herself. So she was kind of my first official teacher. I think I didn't really stick to my practice through elementary school and high school so much. It wasn't really as popular as it is now. But coming to San Diego, and even before that, a few years ago, I really started to dig deep into that. Started my yoga teacher training. That kind of created even more of a love, passion, and understanding for it. And since then, I've been incorporating it to my daily practice, my weekly practice. In high school is when I started to really kind of become very curious about high intensity workouts, weightlifting. I was taking, group fitness classes at the 24-hour fitness. It wasn't very popular for girls to kind of do a lot of strength training back then, but I was always very curious. So I would still go for it, watch videos, try to learn all about that. And about 3 years ago is the same time I went plant-based, is when I started to take a very strict kind of training regimen. And so that's when I was like, okay, this is, I was diving into the research, how to weight train, and I started incorporating that. It was kind of difficult to balance it out with yoga, because usually when you get in a mindset, you're all about weightlifting and what you're going to do every day, or when you're in yoga, you get sore differently. So it's through a couple of years now where I've been incorporating all of this, and also different types of, boxing recently, high intensity workouts.
That's awesome.
Yeah, even climbing, hiking, all of that. Yeah, so you really have to get to know your body and when it's going to be sore. But it's amazing, because now I'm at that place where I kind of do everything equal balance every single day, every single week.
That's amazing. Wow, that's inspirational, especially since your mother had the wherewithal to introduce you to such an extraordinarily transformative practice of yoga. And what's full circle for me is I've actually done events with plant-powered kids where I've played my music, and we have kids yoga. So that's great that you were the recipient of the magic and being able to participate at such a young age. It's wonderful. And it was such a pleasure meeting your mom at the last event.
She's awesome. She's had such a big impact. She's definitely a health nut, and she's been preaching whole food, plant-based since I was younger, and it took my own journey to finally kind of understand what it was all about.
Totally. Wow. So my second question is,
Mhm.
what motivated you to become a yoga instructor?
Yeah, so it's interesting because when I went into yoga teacher training, I was actually, my intention wasn't really to teach.
Hmm.
And I really wanted to just kind of dig deep into it. And I've been practicing yoga for so long, so I probably could have even done my training a lot earlier, but I mean, it's all part of the journey, and I think everything kind of
Yeah.
happens at the right time. But I personally love strength training, and I feel like yoga is totally out there, and there's so many yogis doing it, but not enough people who want to build strength or actual athletes are using yoga as a
Mhm.
tool. And that's really where my passion comes in. So whether that is using yoga as like full-on workout for strength building, whether it's isolating your muscles or just full body compound movement, yoga is amazing for that. A lot of, not, it doesn't have to be inversions, just going through some simple movements and learning to engage all your muscles, that's really important. So that's kind of where I was like, you know, I would love to be a student in all these classes, but I really wanted to, like, cue the exact things that I wanted kind of people to pick up on, and teach the exact movements that I was like, you can really build a strong core or strong arms or even legs or whatever you want. You could get a full-on workout with this. And that's why I was kind of like, this will be really fun to start sequencing. And we did a January event. I taught with Savannah, who's going to be teaching the high intensity workout at the
Yeah,
roof.
and Savannah's on this
Yes,
live
I
right
saw her. I
now.
did. Yeah.
What's
Um,
up?
and
She's
so
a beast. Oh my gosh, that was so much fun.
savage, amazing. Like, literally, I'm so excited for her workout for this rooftop event. She just kills it every time and makes it fun. But we had done a January event, and she and I both taught. She did some more animal flow, which is a brand new movement we're going to be incorporating into new. And then I taught a yoga, but it was very strengthening. It wasn't even necessarily fast paced. It was more so just like really engaging all your muscles. We were all dripping sweat, and that was what I really like bringing into it. But I also really like showing people and sharing yin focused yoga. We recently also did an event which was restoration for athletes and bodybuilders and boxers and people who are, who really need that yin practice and restorative poses to help with muscle recovery and just a restoration. So I just love
Yes.
bringing that to yoga. And that's kind of what I was like, kind of brought me to be like, hey, I want to share this myself with people, but also facilitate events where other yoga teachers are being featured, and we just all get to kind of share it with everybody.
Amazing. And so I can absolutely be a testimonial for you, which leads in question number 3 is what makes your classes unique? And let me start off by simply saying, when I was able to be on the mat, I totally received exactly how you've been describing your philosophy for putting on events, and especially geared towards athletes. I even see right now on this IG Live, I see some athletes that are watching this right now, and some professional athletes as well. And, recovery time really matters. And when you can take care of your body, as you said, with the yin and the yang and the balance. And I love bringing in that physical practice into the asana. And, we all know that there's 8 limbs of yoga, and to really allow for the body to be activated. I felt amazing after the class we took. And then, of course, we followed it up with a nutritious, delicious plant-powered meal. And it was so full circle of our main passions. And this is how we connected for our May 19th event. And so someone that would be taking the class specifically from you, I know you described other people that you've recruited to be a part of your events. So what can someone experience on the mat with a class with you, Sucha?
Yeah, and kind of side anecdote before I kind of jump into that, it's really funny, but that class that you came to in Oceanside that I did, that was the first group class I ever taught. So you were actually
cool. Well, there you go.
And I'm so happy it was a good class, because you everyone who's a brand new yoga teacher knows, like, wow, like it can be really different and intense to teach their first class. So that's amazing. I'm grateful to Blake and Liz who are setting that up.
Totally.
Yeah.
And that's what's great is I felt the group energy, and I felt you're a natural. I mean, I really felt your comfort and ease. at the dynamics of, you know, what the flow of the class was, and
Yeah.
what I think a great teacher does. And, you know, you just heard I'm on campus right now. I'm a school teacher. And whether you're guiding students academically or people on the mat, whether they're athletes, whether they're more for the spiritual practice, the heart expansion, the physical asana of it all. Like, what I felt was awesome was there was one student that came to the class that she recently had an injury, and I loved how you dropped in with her and was really present to that. She just recovered from, she's in recovery, and you were able to offer those modifications and really, you know, pick up intuitively on the energy and the needs of the yogis that were there. And that's a great, you know, example of, you know, giving you some praise on how you can, you know, allow for, you can't come in, you know, say, okay, we're going to be doing this, and do something really, you know, strength training when there are people at a different energy level. And, you know, too, sometimes it's time of day.
Yeah.
It's in 6 a.m. class. That might be a little different energy than, you know, an 8 p.m. candlelight yoga experience that's more restorative, for example. So where do you currently teach, and where can people take a class with you?
Yeah. So one of the places I do teach, it's more towards Chula Vista. It is more of like a private residential center. So the two places that I teach more for where everyone can come and even get your first class free, they're both in downtown. One place is called Aqua-V Fitness and Wellness Club. One of the most beautiful facilities I've ever seen. I actually used to work there full time, and now I just teach classes there. So right now, my Friday 6:30 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. I was there this morning. That's a class that I teach there. For those who want a more higher intensity, like fitness class, I teach a yoga sculpt class at the Boxing Club in the East Village location, Wednesday, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. And we call it yoga sculpt. I know that for anyone who really, really practices yoga, they're going to be like, this is not yoga. And that's because a sculpting class with weights, that's going to be more higher intensity. But we do warm up with yoga and end with yoga, which I love that because it bridges the whole, you know, the movement. Like, you do need to warm up your body, build strength in your body, but you get into the higher intensity and get to cool down. And then as far as just classes that I'm teaching in general, I am so blessed to have learned from Lindsay Russo. I know you obviously know.
Yay, Russo!
Yes, and she's amazing. I always still pick her brain, and she works out in different ways too. So when we did my training, I really focused on yoga for, you know, athletes specifically. So I would say that the way I'll cue or to even use props or whatever it is to whether someone wants to progress and build strength and do those micro movements that will help build strength, or if it's more restorative and someone's really not feeling it in their shoulders or neck or whatever, then I'm able to kind of assist with that and cue accordingly. The biggest thing I learned from Lindsay, and just kind of what I feel like everyone should really understand, is that yoga is not a one size fits all. So even if someone's down dog or triangle or warrior looks one way for someone, it's not going to look the same for other people. You know, like, there's just so many things that's different about everybody. I've had like a big arm surgery before. A lot of people don't know, but I have a pretty big scar. You can probably see it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And a
That's
lot of people
wild.
are like surprised, but yeah, my shoulders don't go back. I don't have the same, totally different in both shoulders. So
yeah, and everyone has different ranges of movement in general, different body types, and that's what's wonderful. I feel that, you know, that a lot of people that don't understand that yoga can truly be for, as you said, you started when you're 5 years old, all ages, all shapes and sizes, every color of the rainbow, every nationality, every continent, every planet, if you're listening from other galaxies. Like, yoga is like this cosmically delicious universal experience, and there's so many different ways that people can come into yoga. And what's great about yoga, and I know that you and I value this entirely, is one of the 8 branches of yoga is ahimsa, which is practicing nonviolence and not doing harm to yourself or others. And of course, that means not only for us as human animals, but non-human animals, and for us to have this kindness and this grace and empathy towards other beings. And it's really wonderful. And, you know, this is my 4th question I have for you is, how have you merged your passion for eating plant-based foods into these events? Because even the small class that I took for the first time, the group class that you taught, that was beautiful and amazing and just flowed so phenomenally, is where you take a class and then you power up with nutritious, delicious foods. And so these huge events that you've been putting on in San Diego County, which I'm so honored to be a part of, the May 19th event, tell those that are listening right now that are going to maybe be on the fence about coming out, like, what is it that you integrate where it's going to be this holistic experience?
Yeah, definitely holistic. So, my motto, or whatever you would want to call it, mission for Live Bliss, has always been, do it for your long-term heart, body, and earth. So long-term healthy heart, body, and earth. And you're training your heart in several ways. You're nourishing your body and training it. And then for the earth, my initial reason that really got me over the edge to go fully plant-based was the sustainability of the planet and that awareness. And you're saving tons of water. The food waste, the meat agriculture industry in California is actually the biggest sector in the entire world, which is kind of crazy. And it's the industry that's pretty upsetting to me, because I've never placed a rule like, I live this lifestyle, so I can't have this. It's more of like, I don't really want that because I know the process behind it. So that's kind of what kind of turns me off to a certain food or an animal product. But as far as sharing it with events, originally when I put together the event, I wanted to kind of mash together everything I was out towards. And so I didn't want it to be an only vegan event. I know there's tons out there, but that was never my intention. Mine is more so like, hey, this is a fitness and yoga event. We're blending all the movement together, but we're going to have different plant-based vendors, so you're able to get a taste of the plant-based options out there. So I've always been all about supporting local businesses, sharing the different plant-based options. So there's always going to be amazing food there. It just so happens to be plant-based because I love that.
Yeah, the vendors at the last event that we collaborated on, like, I was blown away by these meals. And, for anyone out there listening right now, it doesn't matter what you're currently eating, what percentage, if it's like 20% from the animal kingdom, 80% from the plant kingdom. If you're all in, like Sucha and I are, with 100% plant kingdom, you're going to have an experience for your taste buds where it's nutritious, delicious. It's a win-win-win. It will power you up so healthfully, and also, as we're saying, like, being good stewards of the earth.
Yeah, exactly.
So stoked. So my last question, and of course, people that follow me on my Instagram as DTO Music, how do you integrate music into your life in general, and also into your yoga classes, into your fitness? Like, how is this ingredient called music an important factor to the recipe of your life?
Yeah, so I'll try to keep this quick because I know you're heading back into class. And music in general, I think out of everything, like even more than movement, just the number one thing that can really just bring anybody around the world together is music. Like, it literally is, it's just the one thing that it's going to put a smile on everyone's face. If they hear a beat, if they hear something they can dance to.
Absolutely.
And I know for all of you guys who go to the gym and you do your own solo workouts, having your headphones, if you don't have your headphones there, it's like, oh, gotta go home. I need my music to do my workout. And I think I'm pretty sure there's been studies that have shown, like having more upbeat music really increases your whether it's your intensity or your strength or whatever that you're putting into your workout, just because you have more of a motivation. I think yoga was practiced traditionally just really without anything, but giving that we've created a culture where we have hour-long classes or hour and 15-minute classes, creating that flow of music, whether it's a vinyasa where we're breathing to our movement. I think music is not only an amazing tool, but having music kind of loud especially can really help you zone out. I know every time I teach a class, turning the music up just a little bit more loud, you're almost kind of blocking out the thoughts in your mind. I was going to a fitness studio, F45, which I love. They turn up the music so loud and it's such an workout, but I know I wouldn't be getting in that workout if the music wasn't so loud, and I literally forget everything. I'm in a different world, and I think music is a big, big tool and a player for any workout or yoga that you're doing. Specifically with your music, the live sound experience you're bringing, it's just such an incredible energy. Everyone from the previous rooftop event, they were like, the music is what made this event so special, with specifically your type of music that you're producing, because it's so energetic, but it's also using like the types of instruments. I feel kind of very at home because growing up, like I was listening to a lot of indie music, so I know you have a big influence with that. And it's amazing because we do the high intensity workout. This time we do have breath work and we have yoga, and all of that is going to flow amazingly with the music. So it's going to feel like a party on the rooftop, but we're just doing all healthy things. So the ultimate like healthy party.
Absolutely. And like you have experienced, the concert comes to you and you're on the mat. I walk around with a rain stick. I have my piano I'm going to bring. I play harmonium. So I like to balance out like Western instruments with Eastern instruments. And I have a lot of collaborators that will sing mantras, and it consistently, I feel, because we are rhythm. If everyone just even feels their heart right now, we have a rhythm and a beat inside of us. It's natural. And as what you're saying, the music and the vibes and the frequencies can elevate and raise our vibrations. And as a community, it can truly connect us. One great example just came to mind is, remember when they were doing the plank challenge?
Oh yeah.
I was bumping the beats, and it was like helping everyone like hold it. And that's one of those examples of how it can really inspire you, motivate you. And also, as you said, with more of the meditative, it can really drop you into this beautiful angelic space where you feel oneness and you feel this breath to movement. And when you're in that vinyasa and you get in this flow state, and the thoughts that are in your mind can start to dissipate into the ethers. And so that's such a beautiful part. And I am so grateful to be a part of the May 19th event. Tell everyone that's watching right now what time it starts and what's the investment to be involved.
Totally. So the rooftop event, we've done one before. This one is going to be bigger and better. We have some vendors lined up. The entire movement portion, it's going to start off with a high intensity workout by Savannah. We're going to go into a yoga flow by my friend Amber. She's actually based up in Orange County. She is pretty plant-based herself, amazing yoga teacher, and everything that she kind of provides out to the community, very in line with what we're doing. I'm so excited. Her energy is amazing. And then the breath work, I'm so excited about. If you haven't experienced breath work, you need to experience the breath work, specifically by the healing couple. So that's Jessica and Corey, who are a couple. They just bring a life-changing experience, really transformative. So getting from, speeding up your body, your pace, putting that energy and exerting and building up strength, and then going into yoga, which will be some strength, but also coming into some restorative for your muscles and your joints, and then really tapping into your breath once you're just gone through that whole roller coaster with your body. I'm so excited about just the schedule of the movement. Of course, we have a plant-based vendor market afterward. If you've ever heard of Veg Now, he is amazing. Plant-based Beyond Burgers. Grant an amazing job with that. Lexi, Sweet and Soulful Chef, amazing vegan and gluten-free dessert bites. We have tons of others. Cascara, superfruit tea that's upcycled, very sustainable. Jules Brie, she is amazing. Cashew Brie, it's just life-changing. We have a dairy-free ice cream that will be delicious.
Wow.
And we have a few other brands that we're finalizing right now, but it's going to be a full market. We're going to have some clothing as well. And that will be 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. The entire event will be 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. And we will have Eco Chic Salon, a vegan, cruelty-free, eco-friendly salon. They'll be doing a braid bar and face painting. So if any of you guys have seen the photos that I've posted,
I've been watching your stories. It's amazing.
Yeah, they're going to look amazing. You're going to have your hair out of your face for long hair.
Ándale pues.
And face painting and everything. So everyone's going to look fierce, awesome for the workout.
So good. So how can people purchase tickets? Is there a website? Is there a link that you're going to post later?
Yeah, so bliss.live is my website that'll have the events. I always have it in the link in my bio, and we also have a Facebook event. But if you just go to @liveblissed, which is my Instagram right now, link in the bio, that will be the most straightforward place to find it. We have early bird tickets. The early bird sale ends this Sunday, and you're saving $10. So the ticket's literally only $25. You're getting all of that. All you have to do is bring your mat, and then maybe just a little bit more for vendors, so you can grab like an amazing lunch and a drink and really treat yourself there. But yeah, just $25. It does go up to $35 after this Sunday, so really take advantage and just save that huge chunk so that, you know, you and your friends, everyone is able to come. It's going to be an amazing, beautiful Sunday morning in La Jolla.
Perfect. Oh my gosh. Thank you for your time, your energy. And I just want to acknowledge you for all of this beautiful energy that you're sharing in the world and this expansion. And I feel like so many people that are at these events, they experience something unlike anything else they've ever had in their world at this point. And it shifts their world, it shifts their consciousness, and it brings this connection to self and others in amazing ways. So thank you for everything that you're up to. And truly, I know, Sucha, this is just the beginning.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited for you to be part of this. It just makes this event so epic and this whole journey. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
We will post this in the Facebook group. I'm going to save this video.
Okay.
And again, I wish you a fantastic day. And everyone out there watching, May 19th, see you there.
All right.
Blessings. Namaste.
Bye.